What's up YouTube, Jeff back again. Today another very exciting video for you guys, and today we're talking about smartwatches, particularly the one that I have on my wrist right now. These are the new KOSPET Tank M4 and Tank T4. They sent me out both of these watches for review, and of course when it comes to smartwatches you have no shortage of options. You can go first party with the company that makes your phone like Apple or Samsung, but if you do that, to get a truly rugged smartwatch that has all the health features and workout features that you want, and also notifications and everything else that comes with a watch, you're probably going to pay $500 plus, and you're still probably not going to get the most rugged watch that you possibly can. Well, the good news is KOSPET is releasing both the Tank M4 and Tank T4 right now, and these watches are incredibly affordable and also offer you an even more rugged experience than you can get by going with one of those more expensive options. Today, we're going to jump into the review. I've been using them both for a couple of weeks, tell you guys about my experience working out with these devices, using them day to day for notifications, tracking health, and all of that good smartwatch stuff. Let's go ahead and get right into it. You'd normally pay well over $500 for a rugged smartwatch this capable, but the KOSPET Tank T4 and M4 are launching October 17th at under $200. These are designed for people who train hard, explore outdoors, and want something tougher than your average smartwatch, but still something that you can dress up and is very smart for the business or office setting. And here's a cool twist. Olympic gold medalist Cole Hawker, fresh off his Paris 2024 wins, is KOSPET's brand ambassador. Let's take a quick look at what you get inside the box with each of these smartwatches. Let's go ahead and get into the unboxing of these two awesome new rugged smartwatches from KOSPET. We've got the KOSPET Tank T4, KOSPET Tank M4. Let's start with the T4 here and get right into the packaging. Although what comes in the packaging is quite similar on each one, but I do want to show you guys some of the key differences between these two watches. They also sent some really nice accessories over with this package so you guys can see some of the watch strap options that they have available. So first of all, you'll notice here in the packaging right there, you've got 20 MIL military grade STD 810H tests passed. You've got right here a 2025 gold winner at the London Design Awards. It's a very nice looking rugged smartwatch. See here, trust, anchored, horizons ignited. The box here on the Tank T4, shake that off. Got that same branding right there on the inside. Should have some accessories in there. We'll go ahead and take a look here at the watch. You see you've got the Inox 360 shield structure. And peel some of this plastic off. I'm sure there's probably an easy little tab to do it on the back, but you know, just like to get in there and get it going. Why not? You guys can see the design of this one is more of a traditional circular watch, which I think is one of the key differences between these two watches, is that this one does have more of a traditional rugged design. It looks more like a traditional watch. You can see some of the buttons there. You see the rugged design branding on the side. This one's got the rubber strap out of the box. Set this to the side. Let's see what else is in here, if anything. Doesn't look like there's anything else in the bottom of the box. If we bring back in this top little here, we'll take a look and see what we get. Get our cable, and of course we're going to get our charger, and we've got some manuals in here as well. London Design Awards, 2025 gold winner. Aforementioned, you've got a QR code to set up. We'll walk through all these features later here. There's your charging puck. Get a close look at that charging puck right there. You got your USB-A to C cable right there to charge up the watch. Now, they did send over these leather straps. They have a couple here, which both of these watches feature the 22-meter leather straps. So I'm going to show you guys these. The packaging, I'll unbox these. One of these is brown and one is black. See it on the back. Once we take out here the Tank M4 as well, the box is very similar. Like I said, the features are very similar. It's the design and the display size here. The batteries are also identical on these two watches. Same materials there in the top. And then again, you have the watch right here. Same general look to the packaging. Just kind of look at the differences here between the two watches before I boot them up and kind of start working on the review. You can see here the Tank M4 versus the T4. You really have this difference in design, a larger display over here, but it's more like a squircle, rounded rectangle design versus more of a traditional watch. This one also has a darker, like, I don't know if you want to call it like a space gray kind color. This is kind of more of a lighter silver in this particular examples that they sent to me. They both have the same sort of charging puck style and rubber bracelet out of the box. They both have the same health features. They both have the same battery size, like I said. So not a lot of other differences in terms of the functionality and the software. So I am going to run through this, set these two up. I'm going to use them now for a little over a week, and then we're going to jump into the review of all the great features on these two awesome smartwatches from KOSPET. Here's a look at those aforementioned leather straps. You got premium leather, 22 millimeter on both of these. Let's go ahead and get these both in focus. There's the brown and the black. The brown has some light brown stitching, which you guys can see there. And then the black one has some darker brown, like a camel brown stitching on that, with you've got black hardware on this one and silver hardware on the brown. Both of them look very premium, and I will definitely be trying these out so you guys can see how these look on wrist later in the review, wearing them while I'm out and about with these two KOSPET watches. The other really cool goodies that they sent out for me are these power pockets. Basically, these are just batteries you can add on the back of the watch to extend your battery life. So essentially you can see here, it just comes with the power pocket, the charging cable, and then you get a lanyard in here. This extends your battery life so that you can go on longer adventures. Essentially, because the batteries in here are both 500 milliamp hours, you're essentially extending this almost getting 3 times the battery life that you would get just with the regular battery that's inside the watch. Let's go ahead and just take a quick look at one of these. They say that they're actually different for each one. You can see there the orange lanyard, and yeah, it's got a little orange branding on here on the back. If I can give you guys a closer look at this, it's got some texture to it. So this one was for the M4. And so this is what it's gonna look like when it's applied to the back. So essentially, obviously, you're gonna have to loosen the strap a little bit, but it'll extend your battery life substantially if you utilize this with your KOSPET watch. So you've got one for each one. These are accessories that are sold separately on the KOSPET website, but given that these two watches are so affordable compared to other rugged smartwatches out there, look at that cool animation too, right there with the time. You can see as it's charging up. That's a really, really cool animation. Both watches share the same internals and rugged stainless steel build. The main difference is the display size and shape. The T4 uses a 1.43-inch AMOLED, while the M4 goes larger at 1.96 inches. The T4 has that more round traditional smartwatch and traditional watch look, whereas the M4 goes for a rounded rectangle type design. The Inox 360 shield structure gives them that premium award-winning feel. They actually won gold at the Muse and London Design Awards. But out in the bright Phoenix, Arizona sun where I live, the 1000 nit AMOLED display stays perfectly visible with great viewing angles. The Tank series truly lives up to its name. SGS certified to 20 US military STD 810H test with 10 ATM and IP69K ratings. You can swim, shower, or even dive down 45 meters without worrying about durability. Despite all of that, it's surprisingly lightweight and comfortable for all-day wear. I was honestly expecting wrist fatigue, but that never happened in my 2 weeks of wearing either of these two watches. The rubber strap is also incredibly comfortable. I conducted a drop test myself, and it actually is amazing how well the Tank M4 held up. You'll notice here I dropped it a couple of times on concrete, and there's virtually no damage. After dusting off this watch, it is absolutely fine and good to go, with no scratches on the screen either. GPS accuracy is excellent. It uses dual band L1 plus L5 GNSS with 6 satellites and a 6-axis gyro for stable tracking, even in weaker signal areas. I took this up to a few remote areas here in Arizona for some quick hikes on the weekend, and even in Sedona and Prescott, where sometimes coverage is pretty weak outside of Phoenix, I found that the GPS was fantastic. During my rides around town here in Phoenix, location lock was quick and battery drain was minimal. That's rare in this price range. KOSPET includes 23 professional sport modes and 160 training options, everything from running and cycling to diving and snowboarding. I tested cycling mode and it nailed my distance, pace, and heart rate zones accurately. The diving modes even log depth, temperature, and ascent speed for free or scuba dives. Not much of a diver myself, but I did take it for quite a few swims in our backyard, and it held up perfectly, and it expels the water from your device using that feature very quickly. No problems at all taking this for long swims. Health tracking on both of these devices is surprisingly premium. You get accurate heart rate, blood oxygen, mood, and stress tracking, plus detailed sleep analytics. I compared results with my Galaxy S25 Ultra's data, and the readings were nearly identical. The watch interface feels polished, fluid, and customizable. Very little lag, clear menus, and animated watch faces that look great on this AMOLED display. The Apex Move app makes it easy to tweak watch faces and organize complications, and it stores many workouts in your history. Let's take a quick look at all the features that you get. All right, let's take a quick tour of the Apex Move application. Now you guys can see right here is the application icon. I have this installed on my Xiaomi 17 Pro Max, and that is what my KOSPET Tank M4 is connected to. Now right now I've had it off the charger for about 3 days, so it's about 10% a day, like I said, somewhere between 8 and 10% of drain per day, so about maybe 8 to 10 days of real world usage. And the app has a lot of great features in it. So first you have the watch face store. In here you can download as many different watch faces as you want, and you can apply them very quickly. So this applies directly from the app to the watch, and also it's easier to browse watch faces in my opinion. You can also browse them on the watch, but it's easier to browse them and apply them. You can see they have some very unique and interesting watch faces here that are designed on their store. Now some of them are paid, but I did find there's a lot of cool sporty ones that are free inside the store, and they've got a number of them, just as many as you would find. You can also customize over here, and you can also see your different watch faces here and AOD. You can set different favorites. So like if I like this watch face a lot, down here, I've got the option right there to favorite that, and then it'll be stored under my favorite watch faces. So a lot of things you can do inside the watch face designer. You've also got achievements to help keep you motivated. You can see some of the achievements here. Challenge Seeker, 10K cumulative steps. They give you these for each individual one. You can see my daily activity. You can see the ones I've gotten for my swimming, and you can kind of see all the other ones you get. You see I did cycling for quite a little bit, quite a few kilometers, swimming for a few kilometers just in my pool in the backyard, and they'll give you those challenges badges there to keep you motivated, which is definitely a nice touch. You've got your weekly activity report here. That'll be at the end of any given week. You've got your goal settings, which of course you can change for sleep, distance, calorie, and steps. You've got your weight management, put in your weight there. It'll give you your body mass index. I'm not sure that body mass index is quite correct. I mean, I know I need to lose a little weight, but 38.7. You've got your account settings here. You can change all of your various account settings. With your password, you can link in third-party accounts. You've got your system settings. These are mainly things like language, the different layouts you want, dark or light mode. Third-party apps. Now here's one that's very useful. If you are a Samsung user, which I know a lot of you guys watch me are still, you can link your Samsung Health, Google Health, or Strava accounts directly with the KOSPET Tank M4 or T4, and then you'll be able to utilize those accounts on your watch, which is absolutely fantastic to sync all your health data. If you have something like the Galaxy Ring and you want to use this as your watch, well, now you can use those devices together and still track it in Samsung Health. So this is all on the My Watch side. Of course, you can see your device itself here. If you tap that, you basically get the same access that you would get if you go into the watch and go to the settings page. So here's the settings page in the watch. And inside here, you can get a lot of those same settings. So you see like screen timeout, those same ones that would be down here. You can set your time and date. You got a Find My Device feature, which you can see works very well. Your notifications and reminders. Some different operating systems like Xiaomi, you may have to do some things with Bluetooth stability and make sure it doesn't optimize it for battery, because otherwise it won't work. SMS, call reminders, all your app notifications that you want, they work great. Just like any other watch, sedentary and water, if you want to remind yourself to drink or get up, move around and do things. Medication reminders, which was great because that's something I had on my Samsung watch. You can add offline maps, and of course your route, so you can map a route for outdoor running or something like that. I did a run, was able to map the route here in Phoenix. You can do your software update down here as well. And then up here at the top, they also have more features: alarm clock, SMS, cover lock, morning brief. So just like on Samsung phones, like the Now Brief, you can get a little brief of your activity if you turn this on, and you can get all of these various options in your morning brief, which is really nice. Music, shortcut card, and world clock there at the bottom with emergency contacts. Now, they have a couple of other cool things. Like I said, the GPS on this one and the sports recognition. You can turn this on for various sports, and then outdoor walking, running, cycling, elliptical, and rowing. So if you spend a lot of time in the gym, that's going to be absolutely fantastic. The watch also has a ton of other features. If you actually go to the quick settings, I found the UI to be very nice. You can see phone, flashlight, do not disturb, pretty much everything you would have on any other premium smartwatch. This thing is amazing. And not only that, look here, you can toggle that up or down directly. See, the animations are nice. You've also got all these other toggles you can add: music, SOS, the water ejection, which I talked about before. Had a little clip of that when I was doing my swimming that you guys saw. That works absolutely flawlessly. No problems taking this for a swim. So overall, the app adds a lot of value, and it's always great to have a great application to go with a smart device, because sometimes you're not going to want to necessarily, I mean, obviously you can long press on here, and you can edit and change your watch faces directly on the watch, but it's always nicer to be always to have the option to do this with the device with your smartphone as well. You guys can see there the notifications. If you swipe this way, you got all those various settings. You got walkie-talkie. There's so much stuff. There's a voice assistant on here as well, so you don't even give up having a smart assistant by going with this watch. So they've thought of everything. KOSPET's really thought of everything with this device. You go in the settings, there's even more settings. Camera remote. So this thing will pair directly here. You'll see here it'll take a photo inside the camera. I'm taking a photo of the desk, but you can see it's working. The remote camera thing works fine too. Works great. Stopwatch, timers, world clock, just everything in here. Breathing exercises, sun and moon. I mean, they've thought of everything. You've packed every feature in here along with a rugged build that pairs nicely to any Android device that I've tested it with so far. It's been absolutely fantastic. Battery life is always a concern when it comes to smartwatches. In real-world usage, I average 7 to 8 days on a single charge with daily workouts, sleep tracking, and notifications from multiple social apps. That's less than theoretical 15 days, but still excellent considering GPS and health sensors were always on. Charging takes about 2 hours, and Bluetooth calling plus 32 gigs of storage for music and offline maps adds real convenience. In addition, with the 850 milliamp hour power pocket that KOSPET was nice enough to send over with my package, this could theoretically add an extra 20 to 25 days of battery life if you're going on a long adventure. The only weak spot I noticed is that notifications could be a little more interactive. Sometimes you just see the title of an email without expanded content. Overall, the KOSPET Tank T4 and M4 deliver exceptional value under $200. As I said, you would pay a lot more money for this in general if you were going with one of the main smartphone OEMs to get a first-party watch, and you wouldn't even get as many health and tracking features. They look and feel premium, more rugged than any device that you would get for a price at this price point. They track health data accurately, handle the Arizona heat, sweat, and daily wear with ease in my particular situation. If you want a rugged smartwatch that blends durability, accurate tracking, and solid battery life without paying Garmin, Samsung, or Apple money, this might be a really good option for you in 2025. Anyway, the launch is live right now, or should be when I post this video. It launches on October 17th. I'll have all the links below to purchase, as well as you can find all the specs for both of these two devices. Like I said, the two devices really have the same internals. You just have the difference between the two display sizes and shapes. So you have to pick the one that works best for you. Now, you guys are probably wondering, which one have I been wearing the most? And I prefer a larger display when it comes to a rugged smartwatch. So I've been rocking this guy on my wrist while creating this video, actually. So I'm a huge fan of these two watches. Really do like what KOSPET's doing here for the value. If you mainly want these health features, tracking features, workout features, you get them at a great price, and you don't have to pay an extra $300 and $400. Huge shout out to them for sending out the watches for review. I really do appreciate that. Appreciate you guys checking out the video. Like, comment, subscribe for more great videos like this. And of course, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.